Wow, we can really help you to understand what it takes to start a business from scratch at a young age, a guy who's done extraordinary things. Stay tuned for this, everyone. We're back, everybody, to Your Little Castle Show. If you missed the first interview, you missed a lot of great insight. A man of few words, but who gets right to the point. Gosh, don't we wish everybody was that way?
Yeah.
Sometimes they say, Cowboy, you talk too much. I'm like, because y'all won't tell us what's going on, all right? And if you're not going to say it, I'm going to, and we're going to get through this. Communication, key. Expert right here, does it the right way for many years now. And if you're looking for somebody to make your house beautiful on the outside, this is your guy. Thank you, Jared, for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Second half hour. All right. Carol House Furniture, though. Obviously, if you want to have nice furniture on the inside, I bet you've worked on a number of houses with Carol House Furniture inside them.
More than likely, yes. More than
It'd
likely.
be almost impossible unless you've only done like 3 houses or something. But as long as he's been in business, I'm sure. But because you like nice things, where do you like nice things? In your little castle. We all need we all have our own little castles. That's what Jared is helping you to. Greener designs, everybody. But if you also would like to plan for your future, some people don't understand finances at all. I was fortunate my dad he had all but dissertation, but he finished his PhD in academic finance, but he helped me to understand how it is you should invest. And there's all kinds of methods and options and opportunities and ways and investment tools and annuities and buy the index, if you know what I'm talking about. But the S&P is one of those, and gold has outperformed the S&P. So if you'd like to learn more about gold, that would be a good decision. But go out and check that out from my metal program. Go to goldcowboy.com. Gold Cowboy. See, we got our AI logo. Took my logo, made it into the gold thing. See that AI stuff, pretty cool. But if you'd like more information, go out there, get that info. Scan the QR code here. I'm gonna put this up on the screen for you. Scan that QR code and get some more information, because literally this is the most effective thing you can do. There's so many tax benefits that people don't realize. I'm teaching investment experts, not because I'm a guru, but because I've talked to people who are, and they go, there's some of these investment guys, they don't have the incentive to learn about the tax benefits of the things. And some of the very super wealthy know these things. That's why they're hard to find out. But these guys know these things, and now they're teaching people. Check it out. Go to goldcowboy.com. All right, so we're in here talking about how you can improve the value and just the overall enjoyment of your house, because how often do we have some landscaping and we're like, ew. They apparently did not care about their own home. And it's just the curb appeal, the sales. We talked a little bit about this. Can we be real direct with it? Sometimes, you shared with me, I assume most times, whenever you spend money on something on a house, it improves the value.
Yeah.
There are things that you can do. You said, no, there's sometimes you're just doing things that look aesthetically more appealing, but they don't necessarily add to the value of the house. Then I made the argument that if it looks better and it causes them to make a decision to buy versus not buy that property, that was worth a lot just to have an extra $300 worth of shrubbery that they might have, otherwise they're going, what's going on back there? There's lots of aesthetic. There's that intangible we talk about. But bottom line is, you want to look good, you want to feel good, you want to have a positive perspective, a nice, beautiful view to look at when you walk out your doors. Lots of benefits to have. And this is why you're in business. I mean, I'm not preaching other things that people don't know. I mean, but you've got to find the people then that can do this correctly. Yeah. And you would say, I will say, he is one, obviously, and his team. But Jared has done great work. And get a hold of them right here. You can see their information. He's the owner and operator. I say, are you still in the field doing the work? You go to almost every site yourself.
Yeah. I'm there at least at the beginning, and normally somewhere towards the end. It's just getting bigger. It's getting harder to be on all of them.
Yeah, but you're in that way. You won't be there full time on any of them. Yep. I can't imagine, because somebody's got to do the work and somebody's got to manage it, right?
Yep.
Sometimes the work is a lot easier than the management. I would imagine that's probably true most of the time.
Yeah,
it can be.
It can be. Sometimes
I can speak for that. I was the worker guy. I didn't want to be the manager. I built the servers. I connected the stuff. Leave me alone. Just make sure, tell me what I got to do.
Yeah. Oh, I understand that. I have my days where I put my headphones in and I'm just a mower. And those are the best days.
Okay, so it literally doing the management and the work, everybody. And those are the kind of guys, that's what we're really looking for. Because small businesses are the ones who set this world apart. I don't want to get into a political discussion, but there was a video out there with Rogan and Mark Andreessen where they talked about the plans that were coming down the pipe and then what Mark decided to do after he found out what plans were being made. Check that video out sometime, kind of interesting. But we're on this little planet. Small businesses are the vital component that helps innovate, create ideas. Many times the big guys like the ideas and buy out the company.
Yeah, yeah.
But hey, we got to have that creativity that is created by the small businesses, the innovation, the new ideas, so that there is something for that, because it benefits everybody. The big companies don't buy these companies except that it's something that people need, and the big guys are too busy managing the whole thing rather than figuring out the newest and latest innovations that they didn't even think about. So that's why we need to highlight and keep in touch with our small business owners doing what they do. So we talked about the mistake that people make very often. Is it the cutting corners?
Yeah.
It's almost always cutting corners?
Yep, trying to save that extra penny.
Yeah.
Ends up costing a nickel.
Did you hear that, guys? That's basic math there. That's saying 500% problem creation cost. 1 penny is 1 cent. 5 cents is 5 pennies. Put that cowboy hat on here. We're getting into some serious stuff here. All right. That means you spent 500% more on that particular repair than you should have. And if it's only $100 that you cost yourself, then now it's cost you $500. Yeah, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you saved $100 and you cost yourself $500. Bad economic skills there for whatever. If you're a business owner, if you're a homeowner, whatever you're doing, don't do that. But you did talk about the fact that you do residential and commercial.
Correct.
And talk about that. I mean, that pickleball court was technically commercial because that was for a township or
apartment complex out in St. Peter's.
Okay,
yeah.
That's checked. Okay,
Yep.
That's so it is a commercial. But
Yep.
pickleball's taking off. We're going to pickle.
Oh yeah, it's
chicken and
everywhere.
pickle here in a minute for our big meeting. But you can design courts and stuff like this that are like.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're pre-designed. We just build them, you know, put the concrete down, put your playing surface down, your nets, all that kind of stuff. Where we get more design factors, just different lighting, landscape around them, and whatnot.
We just follow the instructions to put down 14 yards of cement. Right? Is it 14? I'm just
it's a little more than that usually,
say 50 yards. What's a yard? I don't even know is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a yard or a ton.
A ton. Okay.
Yep.
How many tons does it take to make a pickleball court?
Well, depends on the court really, because some people want more exterior, outside of the outside bounds, you know, or if you have walkways or whatnot. But typically it averages anywhere from like 30 to 100. Just depends on how many courts are going in.
3,200 yards.
Yeah.
That translates into tons or tons of yards.
Yeah, they're close enough.
Close enough. With a give or take 6 of one, half dozen of the other. All right. So yeah, there's 30 tons of cement. That's all he's doing. Nothing. I mean, but you messed that up. I mean, how often is that the problem? I'm getting off on one of my tangents here, but how critical is it to have that stuff done correctly? Because who knows how many times we've seen that giant crack through the middle of something, and it was really nice, and everybody loved it up until they couldn't play anymore because there was this crack down the middle.
Yeah.
And the crack can be 1/8 of an inch, and it's a pain in the butt. If it's a hairline, you might still get away with it, but once it's a 1/4 inch or half an inch crack, am I right?
Yeah.
Destroys a court, destroys a patio.
Yep. So that's all about the base underneath. Getting everything done, the foundation correct, what makes the finished product look right.
The base, everybody. Make sure that they, do that right. Isn't that kind of what we would all figure? But how many times we go, how many times you get to do it yourself, or he's going to go, I got this. I'll show you personally where I messed up a do-it-yourselfer. Got the bricks. I just put them down. I got them from Lowe's, right? Love Lowe's. Great. Okay. Now they're like this. It was only this tall, so thank goodness it wasn't a whole wall. But they're like, it's like, oh, Carter, did you try to angle your bricks to go into the ground like the ramp for a jump? No.
We just had that yesterday, actually. I met with a guy that he started off with, I tried to do the Home Depot special, and I got a good laugh off that. Yeah, it's you got to have that foundation right to make everything else look right.
At Home Depot, it's fine. It's just, you got to know what you're doing, though, with the Home Depot stuff. You might have a better resource to get things than if you buy in bulk. Sometimes Home Depot doesn't sell like that. I guess it can, depending on contractor grade.
Yeah.
We love Home Depot, we love Lowe's, but it's that knowledge behind what you got to know to make sure this thing gets done correctly, so you don't have this nice. We could jump bikes off of it if I made it a little bigger. It's not what you want.
Correct.
It's a simple thing, that people just don't know.
Yep.
I mean, how many people end up being YouTube experts? You get the guy, I watched a YouTube video.
Yeah.
I can do this myself.
Yeah.
I just talked to a guy the other day. He's like, all the YouTube videos out there will make you, that he's seen for his thing. I forget what it was, but I remember him saying, "Oh yeah, do it." There's the painting cabinets, and he's like, "Yeah, go ahead and do it. The YouTube videos. You'll be calling me for sure." Because is that some other thing? There's no way to comprehend what you've developed with regard to experience in 15 years.
It just takes time in the field.
15 years of doing this. Somebody can't learn that by watching 7 YouTube videos.
Correct. Usually I've found out the YouTube people, they're the ones that they actually never been in the field. They're just trying to make that quick dollar off their YouTube channel on a lot of different services.
Oh, good point. I want to make a video that gets some views.
Yeah.
Because that's how I get paid if I do that. We don't get paid with our YouTube, actually. We're trying to monetize that. We're giving people content for them to put on their social media. And it gets watched by a small market share of people, but the ones that are ready to buy. And that's, you need to have that convey your, that's the strategy. Hey, I just shared all YouTubers. The way you should do things to make money instead of getting a bunch of, woo, look at the whiz bang, woo. That's not always the best thing for the consumer who's trying to get something done. All right. Tell me a time, I can only imagine as long as you've been doing this now, there's got to be a number of times where there was a problem. We talk about my grandma, grandma, somebody came by, promised this thing, the guy was trying to make a buck. Grandma, you had to come in and go. Was there any time you could say where without naming names specifically, of course, but somebody's in a bad situation, somebody sold them something, didn't do the job right, and you had to come and fix it, but you took care of them?
Yeah. 3 or 4 came to mind right away. Foundation issues usually. Someone can fix their foundation with drainage work. That's typically not the case, and they get gutted pretty good, thousands of dollars. Then we come in and we're 5 times the price to do the work they needed initially.
Explain that for me a little bit. So a drainage, they're saying, we can run the water off. It's causing the problem by just adding this exterior thing with one of those hoses that's got the ribs on it, right?
Yeah, corrugated pipe.
Corrugated pipe, okay. And that then will fix the problem, and no. It made it worse.
So usually there's a lot more that goes to it. You got to grade the ground, actually get water to stay away. Just because you push it away doesn't mean it's going to stay away. A lot of people come in quick. Well, we'll get your gutters pushed out, and that's that, without actually looking at X, Y, and Z factors to make the job done correctly. Okay,
and these are things that cause major foundation issues, and then you're talking about big problems, and then people are going, but I have to sell them my house. We're selling the house, and you're going, good luck getting this passed.
Good luck with water in the basement.
Yeah, water in the basement, not selling the house, right?
Yep.
We'll not allow that to go to the market based on the inspections. I do some of that myself, everybody, with regard to my mortgage world. I got licensed, and so I've learned about that. So if you want to get a good mortgage guy, call me. I got a guy. Does a great job. I've teamed up with. But Jason, the guy who introduced us to the charity that we did there. But these are important things.
Yeah.
If you don't take care of these things, then you're causing yourself. So they're going to spend 5 times as much to get it done. But let's say it ends up being a $25,000 repair versus maybe it was a $2,000 repair, and they're going to spend $10,000. That's an easy 5 times, everybody.
Yeah.
So you're going to come in and charge them $10,000, and why would they do that? Because the house is going to sell for $250,000, and now they can't sell the house at all, or they could sell it for $150,000 and say, come in with a foundation repair that they're going to do after you come in there, and they're going to deduct that value out of the house, the cost out of the house before they buy it.
Correct.
Is that even possible?
Yeah, they'll negotiate it.
We'll take it as is.
Yeah.
I've done that with a particular house, and it worked out. I had some people. I'm a bit of a negotiator, and I found a guy who was ambitious, and everybody else was offering $30,000 less. I'm like, we got to take that one. And he was, and we all worked out. I helped him out. He helped him. But literally, you don't often get that. You're gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
And if you get lucky, and what did we cost ourselves? What did we cost? It worked out, but man, you try to make that win-win-win. And when he offered them more money, I didn't demand that. I just was like, well, let me find out what you're doing. But why are people offering those things, and what corners are being cut, or what? And as a startup guy, he didn't have as much overhead, so I think that was his deal. But otherwise, and it was just buying it. But how often do people end up in situations where they cannot get this house sold until this thing gets fixed? That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, more often than not, especially this last couple of years with all the rain we've had, this spring especially. We're actually an MSD vendor as well. So we do a lot of those projects where water's coming towards houses, and they can't even sell their property until they get it fixed and MSD approved. That's happening quite a bit in Ladue right now, actually.
Okay, so yeah, you're ending up with situations where people, the MSD, when they get involved, Missouri Sewer District.
Correct.
They are not going to allow sewage to become an issue because I'm getting off on another one of my. Humanity on this little planet went from an average life expectancy of around 53 or 57 back in 1886. Go look this up. I studied this for weird reasons, but and it jumped to like 80, mostly because of sanitation. People were eating and round stuff and bad teeth. And George Washington had wooden teeth or whatever, but literally it's just that cleanliness that we learned, because when you're allowing contaminants in your body, that's why sewage is such a big issue. That's one of the most effective ways to cause damage or illness, and that's why the MSD comes in and says no.
Yeah. So we don't do so much of the sewage stuff, but more so of the rain, the stormwater runoff, excuse me. But yeah, that seems to be their bigger focus lately.
Yeah, in a matter of, like I said, but it's all tied to that, and you're saying these are the things that must be addressed. But focus on the landscaping beauty, everybody. We're going to go back through some of the pictures here. We're going to take a quick break and share with you some of the more fun stuff we're doing in the community. Some of you may have seen this video, but many of you may not. Check it out. Fun stuff we're doing, and we love getting to help highlight those leaders in our community. Will Bates, everybody. Will Be Inspired. Tell me about the event you got going on here.
Oh, we got a golf tournament today. Got some people coming out to support our military veterans and first responders. Everything that we raise today goes towards benefiting them, mental and physical health, overall wellness, wellness retreats, outdoor retreats, gym memberships. You think of it, you name it. That's what we do. So this is all to benefit them. I appreciate everybody coming out and taking action. Thank you.
We're at Old Hickory Golf Course. Been here for a number of events. Great crowd here.
Yeah.
How many people turned out for this thing so far?
Oh, there'll be at least 170 people here.
170 golfers, everybody. All right, if they need the Cardinal Cowboy to give out some free golf lessons, I might be doing that later. Don't wait for that.
His name is Carter Rathwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rathwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey everybody, Cardinal Cowboy here. I want to invite all of you to be part of my new team. No, you don't have to put on a baseball uniform and be a super fan. Now, it would be a good idea to cheer for the Cardinals, the greatest team in the history of the National League. But I'm talking about the Gold Cowboy team. You know, I love to help people follow their dreams and reach their goals in business and in life. So that's one of the reasons why I'm telling you about my friends at My Metal Pro. They help people like you and I acquire gold and silver with a membership that lets you safely buy, sell, and store gold and silver. They make it real easy to get started. My Metal Pro isn't like the big guys you see on network TV or the big coin shops that take a huge commission. So become part of my Gold Cowboy team. Scan the QR code or go to goldcowboy.com and check it out. Giddy up. Cool. So fun stuff we get to do in the community. Back to, the gold thing, everybody. I didn't realize that they've got some awesome coins here that you can. Which camera? There we go. Oh, sorry. Oh, there it is. Okay. We got 5 cameras in here. Media. How has media changed the way the world functions? And Jared and I were having a quick conversation about the impact is dramatic, to say the least. Just if you don't catch up with the technology, catch up with the 90s, everybody. But here's a book that can help you with that. It's called Magnetized Media. It's a #1 seller on Amazon. And the foreword was written by yours truly, the Cardinal Cowboy. Because I know these guys, and I said, Cowboy, if anybody does media, will you write what this is all about and do the foreword? The first chapter, effectively, they said, Carter, you're supposed to write 800 words. You wrote 1,800. Like, it's chapter 1, kind of. It's actually called the foreword. But read this book. It tells you a lot. My buddy Willie J. and these guys, Steve Kidd, great information. But with that, tell us, Jared, technology, you said, oh, yeah. You talked about it. You want to share your little trade secret there? Not really, but, it's kind of a no-brainer. You got to get involved with this technology.
Yeah.
The interwebs, that's what we jokingly call it. You got to get involved with these interwebs. You better have a website or people don't even take you seriously. Is that right?
Yeah, and your website better be cutting edge. Can't just be the standard little page anymore. You got to have something that sets you apart. I wasn't big into social media or websites or all that technology in general, but it's the way of the world, and if you're not with it, you're going to be behind it quick. Yeah,
I would argue that a lot of people, well, I'm just all word of mouth. I've done a good job. I'm like, guess what? Your word of mouth is going away. Your word of mouth now is social media.
Yeah.
And if you're not engaging in that, everybody can do it now. It's free.
Yeah.
If you just want to do the work yourself, sometimes people hire people, some people to get on TV shows and then use this on their website, which is smart because then it allows you to essentially have a 24-hour-a-day. Here's what we do and how we do it. And at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're up going, well, who's going to fix my problem? But yeah, but as a matter of getting started with you, is it as easy as a text, an email, a Facebook? All of those things come. Your guy, you named his first name if you want to. Kevin, is it? Right?
Kevin, yeah.
Kevin's on the ball. That's good. Kevin and I apparently worked at Anheuser-Busch together. But literally, like, if you don't do these things, and you're making it easy though. So what's the process? Walk me through that process a little bit when somebody comes in and they go, I'm ready to get started. What's the first thing they do? And you haven't even talked to them yet. And then what are the steps after that?
Usually we just set up a meeting. Most people are starting to go to the website now, and you can plug your name, your address, your phone number, and even give a brief description of what you're wanting done. And then from there, we'll reach out and set up a time to meet and get the ball rolling pretty quickly.
And then after you meet with them, what's the process? They've said, okay, is there a bid process, a design process? What are the steps there?
Yeah, depending on the project, it might be something where you get your bid back that same day. If it's more in-depth project, we've got some design and whatnot that goes into it, and then we'll get that back to you, via email.
Okay, and then how often is it there permits that have to be involved, depending on the project?
Depends on the municipality, especially the project, but it's starting to become more and more.
Depends on the municipality. That means, like, literally, some towns make it. You do need to do this. Some townships, I should say, municipalities.
Yep.
You got to do it. We don't care. Just don't make us. If we get a phone call and say there's water spraying out the front of the yard, then we know you ran over one of the water lines or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we got to fix that. I know a guy who cut the entire town's phone lines one day trying to improve the drainage for the baseball field. I'm not sure who paid for that. But these are kinds of things you want to take. And that was in a county where they probably was like, But most people, there's a cost to all that stuff. You make sure you do it right.
Yeah.
If you don't do it right, you're causing problems.
Yeah, well, we'll be coming back out.
There you go. And it's not necessarily a bad thing because you want it done right, but just make sure planning, I guess, goes into a lot of this as well.
Yeah.
And you do the plans, architecture. You can give people kind of a preview, or how do people determine what they want?
So we plan it all out. Depending on the project, we'll give you a little snippet of what it would look like or whatnot. But yeah, it's pretty much just me so far, and we got an office manager now. We're working him into doing some more things like that with us and moving forward.
There you go. So what's the biggest question people have? I can only imagine they're spending a lot of money here, anywhere from what's the lowest end job you do? I guess it could be something real basic. Move the sewer lid. I mean, I'm just gonna, but that's owned by the government. Everybody, don't just move sewer lids.
Yeah, don't touch those.
But put it back is what we're saying. But because they haven't been around to fix it, you want the house owner. But all the way up to pools. I mean, do you deal with pools? Do you do the landscaping around the pools, or what do you?
We've done more of the landscaping around the pools and whatnot. That's something we're trying to work into in the next year or two, is doing pool installations on a bigger scale. We've done a few of them. Nothing crazy though.
But you're doing the hardscape literally around it, to where like, let the pool guys do the pool piece. That's like, you
we'll do the concrete, everything.
holding the water and all that. But you'll do the concrete for that even. But that hardscape has got to be done and leveled and all the things, because if you start cracking pools, that costs somebody a lot of money.
Big money.
Okay. Again, experts, everybody that have done this before, many years of experience. What gives you the most satisfaction when it comes down to it? Is it the success of a business, or do you get that? You love seeing that look on a consumer's face.
It's still the look on the consumer's face for me at the end of the project. You know, I mean, obviously the success is nice and, you know, whatnot, but it's the client seeing how happy they are that what they've envisioned came true, and now they're getting to enjoy it for years to come.
There you go, everybody. So it's not just the value in terms of a cash increase in overall valuation of the house. It's what you bring to the family so that they can enjoy their little castle.
Yeah.
It's called Your Little Castle, everybody. You want to help everybody with their little castle. Greener Designs, expert lawn and landscaping services tailored to your yard. Greener-designs.com. Is that phone number good anytime?
Yeah, anytime.
Can you text that number too?
Yeah, you can text that number.
314-497-6021. Good stuff. We even improvised and pulled a snapshot of your website, because there's lots of great looking stuff on the website. Let's jump into that here as we finish up, everybody. We'll go to the widescreen. I'm going to go back. I'm first give everybody a quick overview of the website, because you do have a great looking website. Kevin did a good job. But you can see some of the information there, the phone number, some of the verbiage to help people. But if they want to get started, fill that form out right there. And like a ninja, it'll come into the business. I did a little scan of what he's built his website with a little bit there, everybody. We can tell. And lots of good resources and great examples there. But if you had any one of these that you would want to talk more about, of all the topics we've got there, which one do you enjoy the most? Which one is the core of your business?
I mean, we started off mainly doing retaining walls and have expanded from there. So that's always the pulling on my heartstrings is the retaining walls.
Okay. And I'm looking here at some of the pictures, and who those guys doing the work out there. But here we go, retaining walls. If I click this, then you can see the different options, and you can see different areas and different. Wow, you got a lot of great content out there on your website. But these retaining walls, very important, because otherwise you got these kind of neat little hills, but they're going into the side of somebody's house.
Yeah.
You want to have that retaining wall put in, because that makes it look professional.
Yeah.
Look nice. And lots of pictures out there on the website, everybody. But take a look there. Go get some more information and see. Wow, lots of good looking stuff here. I'm going to put that back up for everybody to see on the wall. But you've got some experts here doing a great job. I'm just scanning through. These are just the retaining wall sections, everybody, and a little bit how they're building it. Some of that base you got to put down there. If you don't put all about that base, that base, no trouble. But make sure that base is correct, or else you end up with walls like the one I can show you, where it's the leaning wall of Pisa, and that's not what you want. Is that true?
Correct. No one wants a leaning wall.
All right. Final words. What would you say if there's one thing you could offer somebody? Make sure you do what if you're going to get some landscaping done?
Get a few estimates. You know, make sure you're shopping the right way and do your research. There's a lot of one-off companies that'll get over on you quick.
Get on. Nobody wants to getting over on everybody. Stay tuned for more, everybody. Your Little Castle Show. Giddy up.